Got to put it down. Okay? Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boys, PD and Kyle. Say what's up, PD. Say what's up, Kyle.
Going on?
Hey, ready to rock.
Hey, so we're hearing that Marvel is doing another crossover event, but with the big kahuna himself, the big lizard himself, the big lizard Godzilla. You know, supposed to be a big crossover event coming up. I think it's supposed to start off with Fantastic Four. Cal, can you at least enlighten us on some of this if you know anything about it? Give us a heads up, baby.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how this shakes out. Well, one of the things you have to remember is that Godzilla exists as two separate properties right now. There's a Japanese property and there's the American property. So the Japanese is Toho and the American is Legendary. Now, Toho owns both. Okay, but Toho is just the Legendary is just the licensing out of Godzilla to the States. So any of those movies that you see here with that specific Godzilla design, that's Legendary, but Toho still owns it. So DC recently did a series of it was Godzilla versus King Kong versus the Justice League, 7 issues, very well received, even though the ending was pretty lackluster. It was building up to this fight between Superman and Godzilla, and it just never happened. And they took out Superman for like 6 out of the 7 issues in order to facilitate it not being ended, quickly. So, but they're doing another one. So maybe they knew something I didn't. Maybe they guys were like, "Hey, we know what you really want, but you're gonna have to wait until the second series. You have to like really pay some money. So we'll come out and then give you a second series so you can finally see this particular fight if it ever does happen." But Marvel had already done a series of covers with Godzilla on them. So you had Captain America with Godzilla, you had Phoenix with Godzilla, and it was just Godzilla themed covers. Now, so DC is doing another round of Godzilla versus King Kong versus the Justice League. This is going to be the second series. So I'm not exactly sure how Marvel fits into this, if at all. So the only way I could see is that there are two distinct properties. So maybe one is going to be the Legendary and the other one will be the Toho, which makes absolutely no sense. But hey, we'll see, right? Marvel is where Godzilla started off in American comics, so it's cool to see him back after so many years.
Okay, I mean that's definitely cool. I mean, but it just wouldn't it be? I mean, if I was DC, and I understand there's two different licensing here, I'd be like, "Yo, man, you see what we're doing, and you're basically gonna mooch off the whole."
Yeah. Marvel's
thing.
like, yes, exactly.
Yeah, isn't that what Marvel always does? They put up the periscope. Let's see what DC's doing. Oh, that looks cool.
Yo, that is so. You guys got no shame. You know that, right?
No, come on, they do that. They do that all the time. Hey, let's see what DC's doing. Oh wow, wait, they brought back Jason Todd. We can bring back Bucky. Oh, let's see what they're doing. Let's see
Yeah.
what they're doing now. Oh, wait a second, they got a black guy for Green Lantern. We got a black guy. Let's make him Iron Man. Oh, let's see what else they do. Oh yeah, that looks good. Marvel does that all the time.
Yeah, what is it? I mean, even when well, I don't know which one was first. No, Batman and Captain America both went through a died
Yeah,
and time thing at the
right.
same time. So,
Batman, Batman went first.
oh yeah, the
Most of the
Batman
time, it's
'66. Yeah, Batman RIP.
most of the time it's yeah. Most of the time it's the DC. Yeah, it's the DC stuff. DC does it first, and then Marvel does it. The trouble is, there's so many Marvel zombies. They always feel like, oh, this is great. They never read anything at DC, so they don't even realize, hey, DC's already done this. And the correlation between certain characters is pretty obvious because you see the stuff that happens with Batman happening to Captain America, the stuff with Green Lantern happening to Iron Man, those sorts of things. The only thing I thought that was pretty big that happened was the death of Superman, and that didn't really translate to Marvel. They tried their best to do it with Spider-Man to, the results that we all know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Interesting.
this also sounds interesting because I've been reading the Fantastic Four recently, and they say the first story is going to be by Ryan North with art by John Romita Jr. So he's only, I think, done outside of some issues with the FF appeared. He did a one shot with Stan the End with the Fantastic Four. So I mean, I think we what was it? Outside of John Romita Jr. doing so many big, great fights, obviously World War Hulk, the thing we were supposed to get from him was the Mandarin controlling Fing Fang Foom, and he did such an amazing thing on introducing Fing in his artwork. So it's going to be interesting seeing John Romita do this with the FF, so that should be fun. They said I think Silver Surfer shows up in this thing too. So the first one sounds pretty good. Looks like fun, but does this? I asked Cal, does this translate? I mean, I think you said that your Godzilla sales have always been decent for the Marvel comic book. Is that? Am I correct in my saying of that?
Yeah, I do pretty well. I do all right.
So with this, with DC and or Marvel doing it, is that going to make these
Oh
the
yeah.
Marvel
Well,
series
see,
pretty big?
usually if a Godzilla film comes out, guys somehow learn or rediscover that there was a Godzilla comic from Marvel, and you can move a few books here and there. Those are perennial favorites of mine. However, with the crossover with DC, really wasn't a lot of movement, but with Godzilla back to Marvel, yes, that'll definitely move some books because again, you're gonna get the Marvel zombies over here to actually read it. This looks again, I'm really unsure how they're pulling this one off. I would have to. I'm very curious because DC is supposed to do another series. Is this like a one shot issue? Okay, yeah, this is a series of one shots.
Yeah, a bunch
That
of.
this is a series. This is a series of one shots as opposed to okay. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure how they're pulling this one off. I'm really not sure. Somebody's got a really good attorney.
No,
Well,
you said it was right. I read it. It says Toho. They're getting the licensing from Toho as opposed to Legendary. So you were right about that, Cal. Cal?
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing a little quick research to see if it's a to
Yeah.
see if, what this DC sequel is supposed to look like. But yeah, Legendary. Oh, yeah, I'm just like okay. Toho's like, yeah, we're gonna take all the money.
well, he's also. I mean, was it CB Sapolsky is trying to act like, hey, we approached him to do some reprints of the comic books, and they said, hey, why not do some more stuff? It's like, yo, we want to work. Not only do we want to do some comics, we want to bring back the series and reprint them in an edition that's not going to be
Yeah,
that as
yeah. I
good
just
as
did
the
a
original comics.
Yeah, I just did a quick search. DC Comics announces Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2, and this is supposed to be out summer of 2025. When is the Marvel thing supposed to be out?
Let's see. It says March first issue.
March? Oh, wow. This is literally going to one on the heels of the other. This is this is literally because the DC series was in 2023, the first one. And
Mhm.
so, I mean, Marvel didn't even get it out in 2024. They're going to get it out in 2025, and then DC's will be out in, I guess, I don't know. I guess it works. And if you think of it in the same manner that I introduced before, where you have guys who are just Marvel zombies, they don't really read DC, so they don't know what's going on over there, if anything. So the guys who like, the Kong, I mean, this one doesn't have Kong in it because it's Toho licensed, and Legendary has Kong, so that won't be a part of it. But I guess the guys who like the DC series will come back for the second one, and the Marvel guys don't even know it existed, so they'll think this is the first time there's anything like this in most recent years. So I guess it all works out. What was it? They said the Killer Croc is gonna transform into a kaiju in the story. It sounds utterly ridiculous.
So
All right. Great. It's interesting. Thank you very much for all that. If you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, spin a rack.
We're
we
out.
are out.